In tonight's Hot 7 Sports, Windies legend back Windies women for T20 title, Ministry of Sports strategic planning consultation on promoting sports on the island, and one result from veterans football. We ball off with women's cricket. Two of the greatest players in the game's history have thrown their full support behind West Indies women in their bid to win the ICC Women's T20 World Cup on home soil. Sir Viv Richards was listed among the top 5 greatest cricketers of all time, and Clive Lloyd, regarded worldwide as one of the best captains of all time, have given their backing to Stephanie Taylor's team as they go in search of their second global title. Clive Lloyd said congrats to captain and members of the team for reaching the semi-finals and wishing them all the best in pursuit of a second consecutive World T20 title. So far, they have shown great skill and professionalism. Sir Viv, who was on hand for the team's training session at the college cricket ground on Tuesday, backed the defending champs to repeat their 2016 performance, which saw them beat Australia in the final in India. West Indies will face three-time champions Australia, which is already in progress at the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium, while England meet India at 8 p.m. in a repeat of last year's 50-over World Cup final, which was played at Lord's. In other sports news, the Ministry of Sports is planning a strategic way in promoting sports on the island. Here is the Ministry's Ryan O'Brien with more.
The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports is currently undertaking a strategic planning consultation on a system to promote sport better on island. Members of the local media were engaged on Wednesday for their input on the consultation and to share their views on the advancement of sport development in St. Lucia. Patrick Matre is the Acting Director of Sports. He gave the participants an insight on what the ministry was planning.
We are looking to create a framework of a sporting strategy for St. Lucia where it speaks largely to programming and how we move in terms of the sports. So we're looking at necessarily a sporting policy. We're looking at a general framework as to how we operate in terms of the development of sports, the different aspects that we operate, whether it is sports tourism, whether it's national teams, and this is what Andy is doing.
Strategic planning consultant Andy Bell will prepare a report for the ministry after the 2-month project.
So certainly the media has a huge, impactful role to play with that. With whatever direction is that we end up going forward with. So the media was one of the first groups on my list to make sure that we got an initial reach out to and continue to really form a long-term partnership with in an understanding that we can help each other out even more. The media can help the sport, and I hope through this effort we can identify as well how the direction forward can even help out the media in achieving some of their goals more effectively.
Various stakeholders and interest groups will be consulted during the process in an effort to gather varying views on the way towards a more strategic policy for development of sports here. From the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, I'm Ryan O'Brien.
On to veterans football now. The 2018 Veterans in Sports Inc. League continued last evening at the Marshall Grounds. In the night's lone fixture, the Dennery All Blacks took on Canaries Veterans. Full-time score 1-0 in favor of Dennery after squandering countless chances. Goal scorer in the match, Franklin Dupini, in the 3rd minute. The action continues this Saturday in Marshall and moved to the Saab Sporting facility on Sunday. Further afield in football news with which we wrap up, former Chelsea and Ivory Coast forward Didier Drogba has announced his retirement as a player. The 40-year-old scored 164 goals in 381 appearances in 2 spells at Stamford Bridge, helping them win the Premier League 4 times and the Champions League in 2012. He also won 4 FA Cups and 3 League Cup victories during his time in West London. Drogba had most recently been playing in the USA with Phoenix Rising, the 2nd-tier club at which he is a co-owner. That's the final whistle on Hot 7 Sports.